she would eventually become the Margaret Kelly that is our CEO you see on TV and has been the best CEO we've ever had in history. So I went to Margaret. In just 4 or 5 more minutes on this corporate culture thing, you'll see where I'm going with the stories, because it's very, very important to what you do today. So I went to Margaret and I said, Margaret, I got to solve a problem. Now, we keep statistics on every agent since 1973 that's been in RE/MAX. We still have it. So I told her, we know how much money they make, how many transactions they make a year. We know what foreign languages they spoke. We got their profiles. It's all computer database. I want you to do me a favor. The 3 best regions that we have right now are Denver, Atlanta, and Chicago. And the 3 worst regions we have right now, remember this was 20 years ago, was San Diego, someplace in California, and Las Vegas. And I said, I want you to do this financial analyst thing that you do, and I want you to build me a bar graph of these 6 regions, and I want to see what was the average transaction per agent over that 10-year period by region, what was the average income, what was the average office size, et cetera, et cetera. The end result, it showed that the 3 regions where we had the most agents, who did the most advertising, who had the most market share, had the highest number of transactions and the highest income. And the offices had the highest number of agents. And we looked at the 3 losing regions that were very poorly managed and had never gone anywhere. Their income was at the very bottom, their transaction size at the bottom. And so we started finding out something. Yes, we believe in personal promotion, and we believe that you make the agent, you're agent-centric, you make the agent the center of the transaction, but there are benefits to market share. 1 log makes a lousy fire. 100,000 logs makes a lot. 1 person can't afford a TV advertisement. 60,000 can afford 60,000 a year. And so we started seeing, how do you harness the power of superstars working side by side with each other? We had to come up with a name for this program. Being ex-military, I came up with overwhelming market domination. Hereafter known as OMD. My attorneys almost threw up. They said, oh my God, you can't say that. Someday if you take over the real estate business, you'll be testifying and they'll be saying, isn't it true, Mr. Lediger, you want to dominate the market and drive everybody out of business? And I said, yes, sir, that's true. He says, that doesn't sell. That doesn't sell. So we said, well, we got to have something to call this thing. And all of a sudden, somebody came up with the idea, let's call it Premier Market Share. We had it. I said, Premier Market Share, that's where it's at. And a couple of people looked up and said, boss, nobody wants PMS. And then we came up with Premier Market Presence, PMP. We wanted to be #1 in the United States in production per agent, in advertising awareness, in market share, in community service, in customer satisfaction, and then a few years later added the 6th category, which was web presence, and it all came true. It came true because of the power of all these people that came to work together. So in 1983, Gail and I had become romantically involved. All 7 of the senior officers were divorced within a year or 2 of starting the company. We were working 18 hours a day, we were traveling. We had fallen in love, male or female. We had fallen in love with this absolutely amazing mistress called RE/MAX. We fell in love with what we created. That's not unusual. We fell in love with the people we worked with. We'd rather be in the field with the agents and sit behind a desk any day. We enjoyed taking on the competition and beating them and winning and proving we had a better way. Well, within about the 9th year or so, we were both single. Gail and I had started to date. The only people I knew were the people in the company. And so, at some point, we fell in love. All of our broker owners back in those days, the regional director said, all right, you two, and we're still kids, and they said, if you guys ever get married, you have to invite us. RE/MAX is coming to your wedding. So we'd set up a wedding to occur, and the wedding was to be in the first week of November of 1983. The last week of October of 1983, Gail and I, a flight instructor, flew a shipment along with us in a private plane to a Remax convention in Canada, and we gave out Remax puppies because we had started breeding golden retrievers, and our golden retriever had been to all the Remax conventions, perfectly trained, would come up and sit at my feet, and I could speak for 2 hours. He could walk through 5,000 people, never look either way. Warm, wonderful dog. We loved him. Everybody fell in love with him. And our ultimate gift to people who were with us was to give them one of his puppies, because first we'd get the pick of the litter. Finally, we just started breeding, taking all of the litter. Unfortunately, Gail decided to go on a seaplane ride. She was in the back seat, pilot herself. Remax broke her owner. 2 of my best friends got in the plane, crashed on takeoff, killed him, put her in and out of hospitals for 3 years. So, she never cried once, never looked back. She had a great support system. Remax agents were unbelievable. Well,